Hey, I'm Ryan Reynolds.
Recently, I asked Mint Mobile's legal team if big wireless companies are allowed to raise prices due to inflation. They said yes. And then when I asked if raising prices technically violates those onerous two-year contracts, they said, "What the f*** are you talking about, you insane Hollywood ass?" So to recap, we're cutting the price of Mint Unlimited from $30 a month to just $15 a month.
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
$45 up front for 3 months plus taxes and fees. Promo rate for new customers for limited time. Unlimited more than 40 gigabytes per month. Slows full terms at mintmobile.com.
Welcome back, folks. It's Friday, December 27th, 2024. Born on this date in 1948, guitarist Larry Byram of Huntsville. Now, back during the late 60s and 70s, he played in rock bands such as Steppenwolf, then turned to session work in Muscle Shoals in Nashville. In 1959, Pro Football Hall of Fame linebacker Andre Tippett of Birmingham, and in 1979, pop country singer-songwriter Walker Hayes of Mobile. Let's talk about road work, Red Snapper, Oysters, and Russian Taylor Swift covers. My name's Ike Morgan, and we're down in Alabama. This coming year is expected to be a busy one for road work around the Birmingham area, reports AL.com's Greg Garrison. Now, even if you don't live in Birmingham, there's a good chance some of it will affect you at some point if you travel the state. Now, I'm particularly talking to those of us who spent unexpected long periods of time on Interstate 65 south of Birmingham. A project there is going to add lanes to I-65 from Alabaster to Calera and possibly get you to those crowded beaches a little quicker. Work also will continue on the billion-dollar on-again, off-again, on-again Northern Beltline. That roadway will eventually run from I-59 northeast of Trussville to where I-459 ends near Bessemer. It'll arc over the northern side of Birmingham. This year's work won't be so much road construction as laying the groundwork, environmental studies, acquiring the land needed, etc. Another project I'll mention would greatly affect people who commute from Birmingham up I-59, but also statewide travelers to some extent. The Alabama Department of Transportation is working on widening I-59 from I-459 to north of Chalkville Mountain Road. That should greatly improve what has long been a rush hour grind between Birmingham and Trussville, as well as quicken that occasional slowdown for central and southwest Alabama travelers who are headed to northeast Alabama. Both the red snapper season and the wild oyster season come to an end on New Year's Eve, reports AL.com's Lawrence Specker. At midnight Tuesday, the moment the big moon pie drops on Mobile, red snapper will be closed for business in Alabama. According to the Marine Resources Division, the season's harvest will fall almost 90,000 pounds short of the quota, but that'll be a little more than the 2023 catch and a lot more than the 2022 haul. Marine Resources Division Director Scott Bannon doesn't blame the low catch on the fish population or the skill of the fishermen. He pointed to rough water brought about by a busy Atlantic hurricane season. Now, regarding the wild oyster harvest, boats have brought in between 23,000 and 24,000 sacks. That's going to be another year-over-year decrease and about half of the haul of the recent oyster peak of around 50,000 sacks. Now, these numbers, as well as the season's ending dates, do not apply to farmed oysters. It doesn't seem, as far as we know, that any Russian hackers were behind the Russian covers of Taylor Swift songs playing on a loop from a Tuscaloosa radio station for at least a few hours last week. Now, it turns out that Russian covers of Taylor Swift songs are even creepier than that sounds. I'm proud to say that there are no reports of American citizens in Tuscaloosa offering to surrender to the Russians just to make it stop. The nonstop Swift covers were heard on Alt 101.7 FM, reports AL.com's Heather Gann, and it blew up on social media as people tried to figure out what in the world was going on. The station had not issued a release as of our deadlines, so we can't say for sure, but beyond those who are sold on the Russian hackers hypothesis, some in the radio business seem to believe it was a publicity stunt as WQRR 101.7 transitions from an alternative station to a Christian music station. Radio stunts, if that's what it was, usually don't make news. I realize that, but this one managed to go viral across social media platforms. So perhaps, well done, Alt 101.7. Hey, we're going to see y'all next week and spend the first couple days wrapping up the 2024 year in our two most beloved and divisive topics, state politics and sports. Thanks for listening to us. We'll be back here bright and early Monday. Until then, as always, y'all come on by and see what we're doing anytime you want to on the World Wide Web at al.com.